Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm delighted to be joined by the CEO and President of Virgin Voyages, Tom McAlpin. Tom, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic, and we're pretty excited. I'm here on the Scarlet Lady in advance of our launch. In lockdown, have to do my proper quarantine here, but what a great place to do it. I wanted to first just reach out to all of our first mates and say thank you for all your support, and I'm glad that you're watching in, and glad you're excited as we are about the launch of Scarlet Lady and Virgin Voyages.
Absolutely, Tom. It's brilliant to have you in the UK, in the Rockstar Suite, no less. The president chooses his accommodation, I imagine. But I just wanted to start, before we kind of go in to talk about Virgin Voyages, I wanted to go on a bit of a Virgin tangent, talk about a trip that you recently took to New Mexico with kind of Richard Branson to see his Virgin Galactic flight. Anyone who follows you on Instagram will have followed that trip. It looked fantastic. I just wanted to kind of hear from you about, after such a tough year, what that experience was like to see that for yourself and the Virgin brands, and I suppose humanity and space travel kind of going forward, but also kind of how excited and how inspired that trip maybe has given you to go forward with Virgin Voyages this year.
Well, the Virgin brand is off to a great start, and it was great to be there. Tremendous amount of excitement, enthusiasm, emotion, because these things are risky. To see Richard there with his family and the celebration and the jubilation that comes with, Richard 17 years working on this. Not quite as long as on a cruise ship, but he's working on it for a long time and investing a significant amount of money to see it all come to fruition. Huge success. And you know what, we did it, just a few weeks before Blue Origin launch. So we're super excited about that. The Virgin brand is off to a great start. Virgin Orbit has had some successful launches. And you know what? We are the next big launch. And that's what we want to talk about today, because we've got a fantastic ship and a fantastic product to talk about.
Absolutely. Was it quite an inspiring event to be at as a business leader, to see Richard achieve that kind of lifetime goal that he's had? And did it kind of really fill you up with kind of passion to take things forward with Virgin Voyages?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it was great to be there. Great to be part of that excitement. Great to see all the team there celebrating. And the next big launch, as I said, is with us here in Portsmouth.
Absolutely. So from the edge of space, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I suppose from the edge of space to the south coast of the UK, where you are now, as you said, you alluded to it there, Tom. Kind of how important is this UK season for Virgin Voyages and Scarlet Lady? Does it feel, of course, you showcased the ship last February in the UK. Does it feel like a bit of a take two this time around to have this kind of more prolonged season? And how are you kind of expecting it to be greeted by the Brits? It's a busy marketplace at the moment, isn't it? There's a lot of ships sailing around the UK, but how are you kind of getting ready and gearing up for this UK season with Scarlet Lady?
Look, last year's been tough, but we're ready to really. I'm glad that we paused. I'm glad that we are able to launch when we're ready to launch on our terms, as opposed to kind of forcing it in the middle of COVID. We've taken the last 18 months to learn, and we're super excited to really show the world what it's like to set sail the Virgin way and to create this kind of different and experience and a differentiated product from the everything it does from an adult experience to all those kind of differentiators and what we have to offer. There's tremendous brand recognition here in the UK. So what better way to launch than to do it right here and pay homage to our British roots? So we're excited to do that. We have always at Virgin have top-notch experiences, and I think there's great expectations, and we're ready to showcase what that looks like for Virgin Voyages and create this very special holiday. It's not just a great week, but one of the great weeks of their lives. So we're super excited to be able to showcase that to all of our sailors.
Yeah, it's so good to have Virgin Voyages as part of this kind of UK. Have you heard the term staycations? We have staycations in the UK where people stay at home and they do a little holiday in the UK, but staycations, I think now, kind of cruises at home is the buzzword for this summer. In terms of
I think it makes sense. Look, a nice short getaway. I think there's huge pent up demand. People want to get out of the house. The last 18 months, everybody's been home. They've been working from home. They've been teaching from home. They've been coaches and guardians and mentors. And everybody needs a vacation. And even parents need a vacation, especially parents who have done all those things. So what a great way to get away, to really immerse yourself on this beautiful ship. There's tons of things to do here in a short period of time. So we can travel around the coast, look at all the beautiful scenery, but really get to experience what Virgin Voyages has to offer.
Yeah, because even from just having a night or two on board last February, I think the element that there's so much on board actually is a real kind of positive with Virgin Voyages, isn't it? Are you hoping that, you might not be actually sailing anywhere in the UK, you're doing coastal sailings, but enough stuff will have take place on the ship to make the ship its own attraction in that sense?
Absolutely. Our goal when we designed this was to create so many experiences that you can't do it in a 4 or 5 night cruise. And certainly not going to be able to do it on a 3 or 4 night trip. So you call it a seacation. I call it a way to experience what Virgin's all about. But we're welcoming our sailors. I think they're very excited. And I think probably we're more excited than they are.
I'm going to say definitely. You seem incredibly buzzed about it, Tom, which is great. In terms of how this UK season came about, was it just a matter of luck and chance to have the ship here at a certain point? You mentioned the brand power that Virgin has in the UK. Did the two things just marry up well, or did you think that given the way that the US kind of impasse was on cruising for quite a while until recently, it was difficult to sail out of the US, you thought the UK was a great option to push for this summer?
Well, it's a combination of those two things. We know we have great awareness here. Um, the folks that were booking in the UK, we heard a lot from first mates saying that they wanted to experience the ship. The UK opened up to cruising, and the US didn't, and they were still, trying to determine what to do. And we were, in debates with the Center for Disease Control, and this became an option to say, hey, we have to get out there. We have got to show the world what Virgin Voyage is all about, because people want to know. We've had a lot of cancellations as an industry, so we had to show the world that this is real. We are coming, and we're less than 10 days away from making this dream a reality. So we're super excited about that. We're excited to be able to welcome our crew back on board. Almost all of our crew have come back. We're polishing up the experience. We're polishing up the ship, done some enhancements on board. And we're just ready to showcase what this beautiful ship has to offer.
Fantastic. Yeah, you mentioned, you said the pause is actually a good thing because it's enabled you to enhance and to adapt kind of and do a few more innovations. Is there anything exciting that you've kind of adapted or developed during the time that you've been kind of pausing and sailing? Anything particular that maybe people who've been on board will be interested to know about, or perhaps anything you can tease that people who haven't been on board want to know about? Or
look, when you develop a prototype ship, you have little things. So the things that we have fixed are things you would not even notice. They're more warranty items. But it's given us a chance to really look back on and deal with the pandemic, and what do we have to modify in order to make sure that we create the safest possible way to travel. And so we've done a lot of things in order to enhance that experience, enhance the ship, and make it more safe without deterring from the guest experience. So some of those things are table stakes, right? It's about improved the way we clean the ship and all of our cleaning protocols, but that's the basics. We have, I think vaccinations are a game changer in terms of what we do, and we're going to require all of our sailors to be vaccinated. Our goal is to require all of our crew. That takes some time because people are coming and going all the time, but we're really close. We're 95% of our crew will have 2 jabs, as you call it. So we're excited about that. In the very near future, we'll be close to 100% of our crew. On top of that, we'll have all of our crew will be wearing masks, which is an elevated, safety precaution. We've installed a brand new system, an air purification system, not just a filter system, but this system called Atmosair uses bipolar ionization to proactively clean the air, the same system that is used in hospitals around the world. So we're excited about that. We're limiting our capacity on board the ship in order to make sure that we've got plenty of space. And look, with only 1,000 people on a ship that's designed for 2,700, there's going to be plenty of room and enough people to create the excitement and the ambiance, but plenty of room to everybody to get a chance to experience all we have to offer on board the ship.
Yeah, because how difficult was that actually? Because I know that when we were on board last February, it was so engaging and everyone was it was a real party atmosphere, and that kind of vibe I think is very Virgin Voyages, as you talked about in the past. But how difficult was it adapting, keeping that ethos and keeping that kind of excitement, but adapting it to kind of a COVID environment?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think it would be hard to do all this without vaccinations. I think that's a game changer. We're super happy that they came about so quickly, and that we were able to get access to them for all of our sailors and for our crew. So that comes in, and that really is, we want to we don't want to take away from the cruise experience. If you think about this industry, why is it successful, right? So there's great value that's out there. There's incredible customer satisfaction. And so we want to enhance that. We don't want to do anything to take away from that experience. And it is about coming on board and interacting with other people, and to now be able to do that in a safe way where you don't have to wear masks, or our sailors are not required to wear masks. They can do that if they opt to. But frankly, this, in my opinion, is the safest possible way to travel. I mean, where else can you go where all of the people that are going to be interacting with you have been vaccinated? They've been tested before they get on board. There's routine testing that happens, and you're in a controlled environment where you're not going to other places that could potentially be contaminated. So I don't know about you, but you can't get that and going to a supermarket or a grocery store. You can't get that going to a theater. You can't get that going into a hotel, but you can get that on a cruise ship. So we're super happy about being able to create that really safe environment for our sailors.
Yeah, absolutely. The cruise industry, I think, has gone above and beyond, hasn't it, in this time? And it's been quite unique within the travel sector, hasn't it? How it's taken on with vaccinations and testing and that in that sense. I just wanted to ask.
I mean, it's been a long time coming. I mean, you think about the fact that we've got hotels are open, restaurants are open, casinos, for goodness sake, are open, theme parks are open, and we're not. So we've waited. We're doing all the right things, but now is our time to launch. And I think there's incredible pent-up demand. So we're excited to be able to do that at a time when people are excited to cruise again, and we're excited to be able to launch this fantastic brand.
Absolutely. And I know we spoke about the guest experience there, Tom. I just wanted to ask about the crew as well. I know that Virgin, last year you made a huge impetus on the well-being of crew as a real kind of priority for you as a brand. Obviously, we've gone through a really difficult shutdown the last year. Are there any things that you've kind of put in place for the crew to protect? I know there's been a big focus on mental health and stuff like that in the industry. Is there anything that Virgin Voyages has done as a brand to do that and to look after your people at this time? Or?
Tell you what, we have a fantastic crew. Everybody has pitched in. We've had to make some tough decisions. We're coming from a year where we went into somewhat of hibernation, and we were in survival mode. Not only were we trying to preserve our capital, we had to take some tough action. It was about shared sacrifice. So we put folks on furlough. We cut salaries, including everybody, and on the executive team, myself included. We took time off, unpaid time off. But we're all back, and everybody's come back, and we're excited to be able to launch. There's incredible commitment and dedication to this. We have been working on this launch of this product for almost 8 years, and many of our team have been working on this for multiple years. So they're not giving up, and it's fantastic to see that kind of energy come back, and the people putting their heart and soul back into it. And we're recognizing that, and what we're excited is that we are going to, even though it's been a tough year, we're going to have a launch bonus for every single crew member that comes back and has been part of this experience. So I think that's a way from a commitment from our investors of showcasing how important the crew are to this experience. Because at the end of the day, they are the ones that are interacting with our sailors. They are the ones that are going to bring this experience to life in ways that has not been done in the industry before.
Wow, that's fantastic. Do you know how much that would be per crew member, or is that not?
I knew you were going to ask that, but you knew before you asked that I wasn't going to tell you.
I did in a way.
I think it's personal. We're talking about compensation. That's a personal matter, but
of course,
every single person is going to be able to get something.
But that's great. That's a really nice gesture from you guys. And just for yourself, Tom, as well. I know, kind of what's it been like for you personally? Like you said, you've been building towards this moment for 8 years, and you're leading this brand. You're leading a cruise brand through a time where cruise lines can't cruise, their primary function, I suppose. But what's it been like for you personally as a leader? Have you learned much about yourself and about your kind of the way that you lead and the way that you go about running a business? So to get quite
it's been tough.
Yeah,
it's been. I don't know of a better word. It's been tough, very tough. Probably the most difficult time of my over 40-year career in dealing with this. But, you're dealing with constant change. Things were moving all the time. The bar was moving. You didn't know. There's an incredible amount of uncertainty and unknown. And what that makes you do, and we go back to what you learn as a startup, is you got to be nimble. You got to be able to adapt to change quickly. And you got to keep focus on going forward and moving on. And so it allowed us to do that. And that's what we're focused on right now. It's about, how do we learn from that process, where we adapt and move on and take those learnings. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Then we're definitely stronger as a result of all of this. So we're excited to bring that energy back and focus on the future. What I'm really excited about the most is I don't want to talk about COVID anymore. I want to talk about this fantastic ship, the beauty of this ship. I mean, if you just look at her from the outside, takes inspiration from super yacht design with this silky grays and very modern looking. When you come on board, it's 6 different dining experiences. It's entertainment that is much more immersive. It's an adult only experience. We're the only ones that can create this adult only environment. It's more inclusive. So, you know, we have all of your gratuities are included. We want this to be no nickel and diming. Your basic beverages, your fitness classes, your basic Wi-Fi are all included. So we're excited to be able to showcase what that means and what this adult experience is all about, because that's what we want to focus on. And that's what we've worked so hard to be able to show the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's clear that you really live and breathe there, Tom, just kind of listening to you describe the product there. What was the first thing you did when you went on board, actually, just to ask? And how long are you on board now? You on for a few weeks or?
To be honest with you, the first thing I did is I stuck this thing up my nose and tested me again and again and again.
After the protocols.
Yeah, so I was on. Yeah, so I was on the ship a couple of weeks ago in Italy. Got to see her, and she's never looked better. I mean, bright, shiny, spectacular, sparkling. We had her covered up and protected for months, and she looks better now than she did when we took delivery. So I had a chance to walk around and interact with the crew. Right now, I've been in quarantine for 5 days here, so haven't had a chance to get out, but I'm super excited. In just a couple more days, I'll be able to get out and interact with our crew again and see the rest of the ship. So excited about that.
So from this time now, obviously we're leading up to 2022, which seems to be an absolutely massive year for Virgin Voyages. You've got Valiant Ladies coming to the UK, a Resilient Lady that will be also in Europe as well. So you'll have 2 ships there. How important is the UK market going to be? It seems, and UK travel partners and travel agents, it seems a huge kind of part to help you kind of bring this brand up. Like you said, you've gone from 1 ship, you'll soon have 3 ships. How does that feel as well to have that?
Well, we have a lot going on. We use a couple different fun terms. We say 2 by 22. Not only that's also Virgin Voyages there. We have 2 ships launched by 2022 and 4 by 24. So we'll have 4 ships in the water very soon. Next year is going to be another super exciting year where we've got 2 ships launching in the Med. So we'll have Valiant Lady sailing 7 nights out of Barcelona with a bunch of different itinerary options. And these are really cool itineraries. These are things that people are going to want to go on and want to go there just to see the itineraries, but then they get the benefit of doing it the Virgin way. So excited about that. Also, we'll be later in the year, we'll be launching the Resilient Lady and doing 7 nights out of Athens. So excited about the Greek Isles, about going into Croatia and other fantastic places. So it's a big year. The UK market is really important for our brand, especially for these Mediterranean itineraries. So we're excited to be able to showcase the ship today so people can get excited about it and then want to come back and go to some fantastic itineraries and some fantastic ports of call. All of our itineraries offer at least 1 overnight. So you get to really experience that culture, if you will, from the locals. And I wanted to reach out and particularly thank all of our first mates for their incredible support. They're very excited about these new itineraries and very excited to be able to showcase this ship to the UK market, which again is a very important part, not only because of our roots, but because of the proximity to the Med. It's a quick flight over to Barcelona or Athens, and you get to experience a fantastic, phenomenal vacation. Probably one of the best vacations of your life.
Yeah, and that proximity is just it, isn't it? And the way that travel has been recently, long haul travel, from the UK to the US has been very difficult. So do you think the opportunity to go from the UK to Europe on Virgin Voyages now is a real opportunity? And you think that this could well be the making of Virgin Voyages, I suppose, in the UK perhaps next year? Or?
It's a reality now, right? As it used to be, we've been talking about it for a long time, and when are we going to launch? It's a reality. We are less than 10 days away from making this dream a reality.
And then Tom, just to kind of summarize really, what does the rest of the year have in store for Virgin Voyages? I know that Scarlet Lady's been a long time without a kind of full christening party in that sense. That's been pushed back a few times. Can you update us on any recent plans for that? And kind of how do you see the rest of the year kind of playing out for you guys?
So yeah, we're going to be doing 6 cruises here in the UK. We're these 3 and 4 night opportunities, quick getaways, longer weeks, a great way to experience the brand. And then we'll take the ship back across the Atlantic into New York we'll have some events there, and we'll start to showcase our itineraries for out of Miami. Bring the ship down to Miami for some festivities, and we'll do some cruises there, and go over to Bimini, which is one of our fantastic ports of call. We have the Virgin Voyages beach experience there, which is like no other. It is 2 phenomenal pools overlooking the beautiful Atlantic Ocean, plethora of palm trees all around, music choreographed as only Virgin can do it, and on this small little island that you get to experience all the benefits of exploring on this island, enjoying the water sports for parts of the day, and then coming back and having this one-of-a-kind beach experience, kind of like Tulum, type of an experience, this fantastic Virgin Voyages Beach Club. So we'll do that. We'll take the ship to Bimini, and then we'll start operating out of Miami in the beginning of October.
Of course, there's a new terminal coming in Miami, and you've got obviously Valiant Lady coming up there.
Gosh, I forgot all about our beautiful terminal that we have coming online. It's not scheduled to be done by November, but we're going to get a sneak peek and be able to bring the ship there and people to showcase it. It's a $160 million facility designed by us and developed by Port Miami. It is the best place at Port Miami because it's right downtown Miami. And everybody from Miami, the first thing they look at as they go over the bridge is this beautiful, beautiful terminal. Some of the time it'll have Scarlet there. Some of the time we'll have Valiant there. Many a times it won't have nothing there, but it'll be a giant billboard just showcasing Virgin Voyages is here in Miami, and that's our home port.
Yeah, a real statement. And also having Valiant Lady debut in the UK kind of at the start of next year, would you consider christening in the UK, or do you think that's just kind of do a few initial cruises there and then christen somewhere else? Is that on the cards perhaps? Or?
I can't kiss and tell. We're going to have to wait and see what it's like and see what happens. But anything is a possibility, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Know. I was going to say, well, that's great. I think from space travel to start to anything is a possibility at the end. That's quite a nice kind of wrap up there. But Tom, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Good talking to you. Thank you. Thanks to all of our first mates. Thanks for your support and your dedication.